Hello friends, I came back after a very long break. Some of you may not remember me, some of you may not even know me. That's why I would like to reintroduce myself. My name is Rafał. I'm a computer graphics student based in Warsaw. On everyday basis I'm a photographer. And I thought that it would be a cool idea to combine my hobby with something you seem to very like on my channel, which is of course Dying Light. In this video I'd like to take an inspiration from Dying Light and apply it to my photography. You can also apply it to your art and to your videos. Basically we will break down the color grading which is used in Dying Light, in particular during the daytime, because of course during the night the contrast and the colors are way different. And apply it to two photos I have taken in my city. So let's start with analyzing the color in Dying Light. It's pretty cinematic, which means the dominating color is orange, and the second color, which is the complementary color, is muted green. You can see it in shadows, everywhere, basically where there's less light, because light is warm and orange is the warm color, and shadows are usually cool, and green, especially the green combined with blue, is a cold color. So basically it makes sense because it complements each other. You see that they're on the opposite side of the color wheel. So the orange is pretty saturated, as you can see. It's also visible in light, especially here in flares. Later on this video we will create this flare. And the greens are warm when they are lit by a sun, because sun emits warm light, and when it hits the green color, which is present in plants, it makes the green warmer. We'll get to that very soon. So here I have collected a couple of screenshots from Dying Light, especially the following. Now we can start editing our photo. This is a RAW format. That's why it automatically opens up in Camera Raw. Of course you can use Adobe Lightroom, it works pretty much the same. So yeah, I will reset it to defaults. So yeah, this is how this photo was taken. No changes, etc. Okay. Let's start with temperature. As I've said previously, Dying Light has warm tones during the daytime, of course, and that's why we'll increase the temperature so it's warmer. And the tint, I think, is more greenish, so we'll also change it to something like that. The overall look is pretty faded, especially shadows, so I will decrease the contrast. Actually, I will decrease highlights too, to bring back some detail from the sky. I will also increase shadows a little bit to restore the details from the shadows. I will decrease clarity, because games are usually not very sharp, and Dying Light, as we have seen, is pretty blurry, so I will decrease it a bit. I think even more, yeah. And also I will decrease the vibrance, because the green here is very vibrant, which doesn't really fit to the look of this game. Okay, so we will make it look faded a bit by increasing the darkest shadows, which are blacks. and decrease shadows a bit, so that it, it looks, very faded, even vintage a bit. And we'll increase highlights, I'm sorry, decrease highlights a little bit to bring back the details from sky. Now we'll go to detail. I don't want any sharpening because, as I said earlier, games aren't really sharp, they're more blurry, especially Dying Light. And next one is that's very important, because that's actually the color, that's playing with color. So there's a lot of blood in Dying Light, so we will need to work on reds and on oranges, basically on everything except for purples, because there's no many purple things in Dying Light. So I would make reds a little bit more orange. You can see the change on the roof here. Oranges I would make more close to the red, but not too much. Okay, yellows, this is very important. I would make them more warm. I think 20 is enough. And greens are very muted in Dying Light, and they are also warmer because of the sun hitting them. So I will make them, okay, I think -40 is enough. Aquas, we don't really see much aqua in this photo. I think it's here. Yeah, it's here, and we can make it also more green. Blues, also like -15. Purples we leave it, and magentas more red, of course, because of the blood stains and so on. Okay, now saturation. Now here we basically control the saturation of particular color. I would increase red because of its presence in this game. Oranges, like Dying Light is very orange game. I would even go to 30. Yellows slightly increase, not that much. Greens definitely desaturate. You can see on here on the trees. Yeah, it represents the actual trees from Dying Light right now. Same with aquas. Blues I will leave like here, and magenta. There's not much magenta, so I will leave it like this. Okay, luminance, not much to do here. I would increase the luminance of oranges because it's flashy and so on, and decrease greens to make them more faded. Okay, split toning. What's split toning? It basically it colorizes highlights and the shadows. So highlights in Dying Light are, as we have observed, pretty warm. So we'll pick orange. I think something like that, it's okay, and increase the saturation up to 10. As you can see, it becomes warmer only in highlights. On the other hand, we can increase the shadow. Not increase, change the color of the shadow. I think 185 it's pretty fair. And now saturation, not that much. Maybe even further. Yeah, 190 is okay. And balance like that. I think it's okay. Don't worry about that. Okay, effects. Dehaze. What's the haze option here? It basically removes the haze. Dying Light is a pretty misty game. There's a lot of mist, fog, and so on. That's why I would decrease the dehaze. but I would like to add some vignetting to make it, you know, more vintage and film-like. Yeah, I think this is pretty enough. And grain, yeah, grain is very important because it you know, adds that, you know, film look. You can actually enable the grain option in Dying Light, and I know that looks very cool and even more realistic in game, of course. Yeah, I think 13 is enough. Okay, so now we'll export that preset so that we can apply it to, you know, our photos, our rest of our photos. So basically you press export to XMP. I've already done it, so I'm not gonna, you know, duplicate. Okay, now we're gonna use some photo manipulation to make, you know, this flare, something like that, or something like that. So I took another photo in my city. Okay, to apply this, press here, load settings, and you basically choose previously saved preset. Now we open, and that's it. It basically takes the color grading from your previous photo and applies it here. We can adjust it a little bit. I would increase exposure, increase highlights a little bit. Yeah, I think it's fair enough. We open image. Now just crop it. Yeah, that seems nice. Okay, now we're gonna add this, you know, flare, sun, and so on. It's basically very easy. So you press here, solid color. You pick dark, I mean black, and you rasterize this layer. Okay, now set the blending mode to linear dodge add, and now pick your brush. I will use my graphics tablet, so the settings may be different if you're using mouse, but basically reduce the flow to like 8%. Enable this pressure something. If you're using mouse, I would decrease the opacity. Okay, and other thing is pick the foreground color to, you know, that very common orange tone, which is, you know, almost everywhere in Dying Light. Okay, now just simply paint, you know, as if there was sun somewhere here and it was casting, you know, light here. Okay, so now let's paint. Oh, and one more thing, make your brush soft. Yeah. Don't paint here because, I mean, if you're using my photo, I will provide the link down below. Basically, remember how does the light, you know, hits the surface. It's not here, here's the shadow, but it's here, present. So paint here, not here. Same goes with trees. You see, it instantly looks like, you know, this Dying Light stuff. Okay, for today it would be all, but I have you know, an offer to you. So basically, if you like this video, you can let me know in the comments down below that you'd like more videos like that, I have already an idea for the second part, which would be, using color grading from dying light during the night time. I think this would be interesting too. If you would like to see other Photoshop tutorials, but not particular from dying light, you can also comment it like that. I have ideas like portrait retouching, photo manipulation. I'm basically very open to your opinions and suggestions, and would love to see you next time. Goodbye.